Hello.
Hey there.
Um, yeah, sorry I missed one meeting. I was doing other things this last week.
Hey, you're fine. You're fine. I don't have a problem with it. Going through our Discord to figure out who I can remove and who I need to keep.
Oh, you're still performing the culling?
Yeah, um, I, well, I never did. We only have like 24 seats available, like as members of the GitHub. So I need to go
Okay.
through and remove people before I go and add new people.
I see.
So I'm removing anyone that basically I don't know who they are. Um, I'm hoping I don't remove Noah because Noah's Miranda. I'm keeping. There's Noah. I don't know who Patrick is, and I don't know who Deadwire is. Okay, Ryan. Yeah, keep him. Chris. That's not you. Okay. Don't know. Don't know. Tyler Gregg. Remove because he's old.
And I was looking at the code, and right now it's just got a logger and camera.
Yeah, I haven't gotten farther than that. Um,
Okay.
I did just push some more changes to it, and I'll go over that during the meeting.
Okay.
Um, Basically what I did. Um, I'm hoping to keep everything in one file, but I want to. It'll make more sense once we actually get into the meeting.
Okay.
My brain. As soon as I get some coffee in me, I think I should be fine.
Understandable.
Yeah, tonight's gonna be an all-nighter. So, why are you? Why do you still have access? The fuck? GitHub, fix your shit.
Never.
Like I just removed all of these people. Why are they still here? Oh, there we go. Okay. Do you have a GitHub?
I do.
Can you send me the your username?
Indeed, I can.
It's okay if you miss a meeting. Um, I will be uploading a video to our YouTube with the
Okay.
software meetings. I just haven't gotten around to uploading the one summer meeting that I actually managed to record.
All right.
Um, and invite has been sent now.
Okie dokie.
So, and I sent an invite to Jack. Oh, hey, Kaylin.
Hey. Also, it's Kylan.
Oh, Kylan. Sorry, I cannot
Yeah, it's
read.
okay. It's okay. It looks like Kaylin.
Just a heads up that I am recording this meeting, so
Okay.
it's something I do with all software meetings. Um, just so that
So
if
you're
anyone,
saying?
hmm,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it's something I do just in case someone just misses a meeting. Makes it easier for them to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, Kaylin, if you can send me your GitHub username.
I honestly don't think I have a GitHub username, but I can make one.
Yeah, you're gonna need one. Um, in all honesty, it's really helpful later down the line.
Uh,
Ben, why are you here?
I'm just here to see how software's doing.
Okay, well I am recording you, so be nice.
I'm always nice. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey Sal.
Hello.
If you don't mind sending me your GitHub username,
Gotcha.
I can add you to the GitHub.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I accepted the invitation.
Awesome. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'll start it. I'm I'm hoping this is gonna be you, Sal. To be fully honest, there are a lot of people with that username. Who just Carson?
It's Kaysen, yeah.
Jason?
Yeah, it's fine.
And then that
Eh.
person. I can only see an S.
Oh, Shady. Yeah, that's Coley. He's my roommate.
Hey, if you don't mind changing your server nickname,
That's cool. How do I do that?
Um,
right click. So first, send a message in software with your GitHub username.
Okay, hold on.
he's changing his server.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. No.
All right, I joined.
Bam.
That's server profile, really.
God.
Thank you, Kaylin.
okay, I sent my username.
Yep.
Uh,
And I'm about to send you an invite.
Okay.
Should pop up in your email.
Okay.
Google. Okay. Good deal.
There it is. Jason's.
Okay. Bam.
There you go. Awesome. Crap, this meeting is full.
There's a lot of people. Software team.
I joined software. There was 3 members.
Is the documentation on the GitHub still relevant? I saw that a lot of it's from 3 years ago.
Oh, are you referring to the wiki?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. I'm actually changing that wiki page to actually be our like the AUV website. I just haven't gotten around to it. That's on my to-do list. And there will be a software section where documentation is I'm actually surprised Jack is. This is plenty of people to start. So I have Jack, I got an invite. David got an invite. Sal got an invite. Kaylin, Kaysen, and William. Did I miss anyone?
Should get a notification when I get added, right?
You should have gotten
An
an invite.
email.
An email.
An
Yeah.
email. Yeah.
An email, okay.
Email.
Checking that right now. Yep, there it is. Cool.
Sweet.
Oh, I did. Yep. And there's Ellie. Yep.
Alright. I'm gonna actually share my screen here. And hopefully get the right one. There it is. Alright. You'll see the my VS Code up.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So this is the current state of the code. It was farther before I had a realization that something else would work better. But this is where it is now. Remind me again, there was someone that has never developed in Python before.
I
haven't.
But
Okay.
I have never done anything large.
I haven't either.
Neither have I, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I
Why'd I get
haven't
mentioned?
used like it on my computer, but I've done it I've done like a little course, but I haven't actually implemented it outside of the course.
Okay. Alright. So I think a refresher of Python. Good. That sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me quickly answer Noah's little request here. No, start fresh. Member, legacy member. Boom. Alright. So for those of you that have never ran or never really messed with Python outside of class, this is our main script. Everything that we create is going to go in here. Just based off what you see, does anything confuse you? And now that you guys have access to the GitHub, you can actually let me show you guys how to get it onto your local PCs. That'd be a good idea.
Are we
Guessing
still?
that everybody here
Yeah.
has VS
Yeah,
Code.
I have been having an issue downloading Python on my computer.
Do you
Oh,
have VS Code?
hello. Who was that?
Yeah. If anything, you could probably get it through the Microsoft Store. That's what I did.
No, don't.
I'm on MacBook.
You're on Mac.
Oh yeah.
That works for
Oh.
me.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Mac too. What do you have installed right now?
What do you mean?
Like, do you have Visual Studio installed, like Visual Studio Code?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that you had Visual Studio Code. Um, let me quickly search which MacBook do you have? Is it an
Like
Intel or an M1?
it's M1
Okay,
MacBook Air.
I needed to ask because the command is different. Um, I'll walk you through on how to install everything in a little bit,
Yeah,
because
totally.
that's going to take a hot minute to go through.
Okay.
All right. So if you open a PowerShell command prompt terminal, this is what I recommend. I recommend you do everything within either a PowerShell command prompt or just a regular terminal like you see on my screen. Can you read this okay? Like, my terminal screen?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So if you go to the GitHub, let me pull that up here. Well, don't see that. That's not what I want you to see. You'll see a repository for 2023 and 2024. This is our main one. This is what we are going to be developing for the foreseeable future. If you click this green code button, you can copy this link here. You go into your terminal, you have to make sure you have Git installed. Does anyone have any problems on Windows installing Git? Or does anyone not know what that is?
It's me. I don't know what that is.
Awesome. All right. So Git is what GitHub uses to basically do everything it does.
Okay.
It's developed by who develops this? Well, it's used by all of these companies. You should recognize a few of them. If you search Git, go to their website. I can put it in. I can put it in chat as well.
Basically, a way to
Software.
control versions for your software, like
Yep.
development over time.
Yep. So if you go to that
Especially for
link I
random
just sent
people.
in software chat, you'll be able to download it. So you're gonna download it, install it. After you do that, you'll be able to do what I did. Which is taking that link that I sent, or that I copied from here.
Also, just a side note for the Git installer, you want to change the default editor to VS Code, not Vim.
Right, I forgot that that's an option for Windows. So you're gonna type git clone, and then paste in the link. And since I already have it, I already have this cloned, I can do it again. You're gonna press enter after you're done. It's gonna go through everything it does there. It's gonna pull the entire, so this entire repository is now on my computer twice. You can change directories into it and see all your files. VS Code, if I remember correctly, it does have a source control for Git. In all honesty, I don't recommend it. The only reason why it's currently installed on my system is I forgot to remove. And for some reason, Ethan Davis just went to electrical. Oh, he's back. Oh, wait, no. Oh, that's a slideshow. Nope. Not what I wanted. There it is. So any questions for me on how to get the repository onto your computer? Going once. Going twice. Okay. Let me clean up my... Someone else just leave?
No,
Oh,
that was another notification sound.
that works for me. Alright. That second clone. Yep. So, looking at this Python, does anything confuse you?
Importing YAML that's just an extension we can look up, right?
Yep, that's a library called YAML. It's so you can import like configs, configuration files. It makes your life so much easier. Because things like I don't have one here, but you can, depending on a config file, let's say you want to train the sub instead of like run everything. My goal is that you'd be able to just toggle this train Boolean value to true, and it'll run a different set of code.
Do you have a way of running this to test it yet, or?
It won't do anything. It'll just create the logger and log all the data. But yeah, I can run it. And just so you can, let me, just so you know, I'm running the newest version. So 3.11.4. This is the version that we will be using on the sub.
On the documentation, it's latest stable.
Yep, and I believe that's 3.11. Not?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Oh, what the hell? macOS and its keybinds. So if I run the script, it won't do anything, but a new log file was created over here. And it logs like it logs what the executable is running as, the version of Python OS, the date, stuff like that. It was just me testing an idea. I mean, you can see I depend on the OS, toggle the type flag. That's going to be used later on.
Do I need to install YAML externally, or can I do it with the module or the extension system in VS Code?
You can, no, it is it's a pip install.
I see.
So you'll type, who here has actually, used pip to install stuff?
I did it a little bit when I was messing with.
I have.
Awesome. Alright, so you'll type this command to install PyYML. In terms of what I want to see, so each of these, so right here, this little guy, this little code block, anything you add goes in between these the two lines. See how I did that? So anything to do with the regular camera code will go inside of these two comment lines. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. The reason I'm doing this is I'm actually hoping to move these. So basically my goal is the main.py file English will only have the main function, which is down here. All of these files, so the ground control station code, the hardware interface, the neural networks, which we'll get into once I finish the book on them. The machine vision code, again, after I finish the book on them. The regular camera and the Z camera is where things get a little bit tricky. So, the regular camera code you can test on your local machine. I can give you guys an example of what this looks like. In order to do it, in order to use a regular webcam, you have to use a library called Opencv. Has anyone heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Awesome. You also will need a NumPy script, or NumPy, which is basically Python's math library. It simplifies everything. In order to see, I really need to disable GitHub Copilot. I will re-enable you later. So we're going to use the video capture function, which is part of Opencv. This will allow you to take your webcam and inject it into the actual code. What I'm typing here, where you like this part where cam, that's not going to stay. I'm going to change that into a class later down the line. But for right now, it's a good example. So if I create a true loop, dot read, I'm just going to quickly type up an example and then one, I think. Look, I'm forgetting the if statement for CVT or CV2. Okay. Okay. So if I run this, let's go over this. Is anyone confused about what I just did? Let's answer questions first.
Just to confirm, I haven't done a whole lot of Python myself. The underscore is just a filler.
Yeah, yeah. So this cam.read function returns two values. One of them is the size of the image, and the other is the actual image. So I used a underscore here because we don't need that size right now. We will later down the line, but not right now. And then I just have frame here to hold the image. So if I run this, it'll create that log file, and it should. Oh, my computer is, say the least.
Did you get an infinite loop?
I don't.
Doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon.
Yeah, it's not supposed to. Because it's supposed to display the webcam, but apparently my computer cannot access that webcam.
Is that what the mshow function does?
Yep. Yep. So this show will actually display a like frame that holds the images from the webcam. For some reason, not opening.
Supposed to open a window?
Yeah, my MacBook must be stressed out with um all the Discord call, streaming my screen. Like Control C isn't even. There we go. All right.
Thanks. And the CV2 wait key.
Yeah. So this is necessary. It's a part. So basically, what it does is it listens for a key press.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So if I press the key Q, it'll break the loop.
Mhm.
Um.
Is there any reason why that's part of CV2? I thought CV2 is just a camera library.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a helpful function.
Yeah, that's basically all it is. It's a helpful function. And Opencv has here I can pull up. I have the documentation for Opencv open on the bottom screen. But if we go to classes and look at the list,
Yeah,
there are a lot,
that is a lot.
and you probably won't even use half of them. Um,
My main language is C++, so usually the things that you import only have the things that they specify. I'm just not used to
yep,
scattershot imports.
yep, that makes sense.
Is that ORD function a part of Python or is it part of some other library? Will I have to
Wait,
import
which?
something to use it?
Wait, what?
That ORD
O-
function that you use to get that
ORDQ.
keystroke.
That is part of Python.
Oh, sick.
Um, and it should work outside of it. I've actually never tried it.
Could you paste the code that you just wrote in Discord to see if we can run it?
Yeah, that's fine. It'll give me a chance to actually check. That's not important right now. There you go.
And when pasting code into GitHub, you can put the two grave keys, the one that's below escape, to get it to look nice like that.
Yep. I typically do 3 if it's multiple lines.
Yes, yeah. And you can also specify the language.
Yeah, that's another. I can actually.
You can do syntax highlighting then.
There you go.
And you also
Kinda
need
sick.
to pip the like CV2 and NumPy.
Yes, that's another thing. In order
Run
to
that from the command line, right? Where do we find pip?
pip
You
is
just
a
type
part
it.
of Python. So if you installed Python already, then you have it already, or at least you should. If
Would
you
it be in my
don't,
bin?
pardon?
Will it be in the bin? Can I run it anywhere I have a shell or will I have to go to a specific folder?
No, it should be in your bin. If you don't have it, you can. I actually don't know if Windows automatically installs pip. It might not. Let me.
I believe it does. It wouldn't make very much sense if it didn't.
Yeah,
Pretty
but we're
sure
talking about
it's pretty
Windows
much
here.
required.
Windows doesn't make
Yeah.
sense already.
I mean, I guess yeah, you're right.
Let me double check that command. Install. Let me make sure it's actually this orientation, and it wasn't. Good thing I checked.
And it is called PyCV2, right?
Python CV2. Yeah. Yep. So if you, God, come on, computer, work with me. There we go. So if you type that into your terminal, it should install both.
Does it matter where I run the command or? I just
No, it doesn't. You can run it anywhere.
Yep. Anyone tried running it yet?
It gave
yeah,
me an
I'm running it
error.
right now.
What error did you get?
Width and height is not greater than 0. Or I am show.
Hang on, let me ask it. Let me ask a stupid question. Just stick with me.
Yes.
Do you have a webcam plugged in?
Oh yeah, no, I don't. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand.
Let me grab my laptop.
Yeah. That's the one thing you'd need.
I was even thinking about it. I was like, oh, I need to run this on my laptop because I don't have a webcam on here. And then I was like, huh, it's not running.
It's a stupid question, but I have to ask it because
The
typically.
stupid questions are the most important ones, especially in programming,
Yeah, that's true.
because stupid things stop everything just as much as smart questions do. Oh, come on, computer. Turn on. Thank you.
Has anyone else tried it? Evan, Kaylin, Sal?
I can't try right now because I'm in my car.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's
I'm just
fine.
coming here.
Will, have you tried it?
He says he can't.
Okay.
He doesn't have a webcam either. None of us do. Or neither of us do.
Well, give me like
You're
30
fine.
seconds,
You're
and
fine.
I got
It's
it.
sub_utilities, right? That's the main repo. Right? Which one?
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to find which one's the repo.
the repo.
Yeah.
It is. This one, 2023, 2024.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
The code that I just typed is not on the repo. I can put it there actually. You want me to?
Oh, no, I'll get it from
I
the Discord.
Actually, this is a good chance for me to show you guys how to actually push your changes to GitHub.
assume I can't run it because I don't have Python, right?
Yeah, because your Python. Actually, did you install Python from online?
I have, but I've tried to verify that I installed it correctly. Because I tried to install it straight from like Python and not
Yep.
like Homebrew or anything.
Yep.
And when I try to verify it, it's not like there, and I can't pip or anything.
Stupid question. But
Okay.
have you, when you ran the Python script, like when you typed in Python to the terminal? Here, let's do this. Type in this.
Yeah, that's how I verified it, and it nothing Python.
So which version pops up?
Nothing pops up.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Do you get an error?
Yeah, let me see what error I get. It says command not found. Python.
Okay, try this command.
I'm pretty sure I've tried that too, but let's see. Oh my gosh.
What pops up?
3.11.4.
Sweet. So whenever I'll show you how to get it to where both Python and Python 3 work later down the line. That is a more in-person sort of thing to figure out. But
Okay.
now you know you can type in Python 3 and it'll do the same thing.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, macOS is stupid when it comes to installing Python.
But I've been having issues like doing like pip installs in my terminal.
You might need to do pip 3.
Okay.
Try that. If that doesn't work, I can show you how to more different ways.
That works.
It works?
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I might have to like mess around with it and then get back to you.
Yep, that's fine. So the reason why Python, so if I type in Python here, it pulls this up. The reason why the the reason why it doesn't, the regular Python command doesn't work on your computer is there's actually 2 versions of Python installed. Mac OS ships with a version of Python. And if you try to install Python through the normal means, you could run into some problems there. But I think you should be fine.
Okay.
So everyone that is trying it, have you had a chance to work?
I'm installing things on my laptop right now. I don't have Python set up.
Okay. All right.
And we want to keep this like a pretty much strictly Python project, I'm guessing. Just for simplicity's sake.
Yes. There is a chance that we will have to use a little bit of C++ later down the line.
Okay.
But that'll depend on how efficient we can make this machine learning program.
Right.
Because as we all know, Python is inherently slow.
Yes, indeed.
So if we need to, we can translate some of the program into C++ and run it with a Python wrapper.
Alright.
For those of you that don't know, Python is a big wrapper for C++.
Yep.
That is literally what it is. And companies have taken advantage of it. Sorry, I was replying to Sam. We were building the shelf today. And I went and messed up my freaking math when it came to cutting the wood. That was fun.
Too long or too short?
Too short. I forgot that 4-inch by 4-inch like plywood isn't actually 4-inch by 4-inch. It's like 3.5 by 3.5. So I forgot about that, and I did all my measurements using 4 inches, and now we're like 1.5 inches short.
That hurts.
Got it, Ben. Or I'll kick you from the server. I have the ability.
See what happens.
I already kicked Sam.
You have too much power.
And what you were saying before, pip not being a command on Windows, yeah, it's a thing.
Alright, let me pull up Chrome again. Let's go figure out how to install that.
Oh no, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I've dealt with stuff like this before.
Luckily for me, it's the first thing that pops up.
Wait, so how do I run this? Because it's like saying.
Alright, so.
Do you have a webcam?
You're on a MacBook Air, so you should have a webcam.
Yeah, it's saying import CV2 cannot be resolved.
Did you not do the pip install?
I did. I did pip3 install.
Are you typing in? Hold on. Remember, you have 2 different Python versions. So did you run it Python 3?
I did, but just give me 1 second. Let me try something else.
Yep. Welcome to programming, where you have to figure out all this stuff and just hope it freaking works.
Yep. Alright, let's see.
And for those of you in your CSE classes, have fun.
Woo! Honestly, computer science was like 1222 or
13, 20,
13,
and
22.
13.
1321.
Yep.
It's rather easy.
Data science on top.
Wait till you
Although it's a
start
little
doing
bit-
graphical interfaces. You'll hate yourself.
Oh, what in Java? Yeah, it sucks ass. I've already
yeah.
tried.
Oh yeah.
I use
It doesn't
what
get
was
any
I
better.
Oh, I know it's horrible.
Yep.
It was an absolute nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I had hundreds of lines of code just for the interface, and it never worked.
Yep.
I despised it with a burning passion. That's the reason that I stopped doing Java,
Yeah.
because I started Java in high school, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a thing with it. I was like, oh, this thing, I want to put a UI on it, and ooh boy, was that a decision.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Wow, I do not have very many.
Oh, it worked.
That's
Good.
awesome.
Yeah, I see myself.
Awesome.
Is it a single frame or is it? It's in a
No,
loop.
like
It should be updating, right?
Yeah, it should be
Yeah.
updating.
Yeah, it's in a
It
Sick.
pops up
I
a
have a
box.
Surface.
It
I'll
pops
try
up a
that.
box labeled like frame, and then it has like it's just me.
Yep. And then if you press the Q key when you're clicked in
Yeah.
to it, it should quit.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. So I'm gonna run you guys through on how to push your changes to the repository. Now that I've made changes to our main script,
And I already know how to do that, so I'm just going to be fixing the Python thing in the background.
that's fine. So in order to see what changes need to be pushed, you're gonna use this command. It's called git status. You'll see a bunch of things here. So the 2 log files that I created, those were created every time I ran the script. And then you'll see the main.py because the main.py obviously I've changed it. So if I do use git add, and I can add the file main.py, now that file is added to my commit, which is the if I want to add multiple or all of the files that I changed, I can use the period, and that'll add everything. You can do this. I don't have a problem with it. But remember that the more files you change, the more things you need to tell me you changed. So this is the part that really matters. So you're going to use git commit -m with a quotes. This is where you're going to put your commit message. These are extremely important. Did everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
The reason why I'm saying this is if you go and commit things to the repository and you don't have a adequate commit message, I'm going to remove it. Here's the reason why. Last year, we were using the subutilities repository. A lot of people were pushing to the repository and not telling us what the hell they changed. And they were pushing to the main branch. And I'll explain branches here in a second. Here's what I'll tell you. The sub will operate on the main branch. If you push a piece of code that you have not tested or tested on the sub and it breaks it and we're not at a practice session, it's not going to be a fun day for you. I can promise you that. It will not be a fun day. I don't care about like if we're at the pool practicing, because obviously we don't know if it's going to work. That's fine. But if we get to competition and someone pushes something and it breaks everything, we're going to have a problem. So the git message here, I'll add a thing here. Added example Opencv webcam. And that's it. That's all I need to do because that's all I've changed, right? I can add here 2 log files created, just to be even more precise about it. So now this commit is ready to go and be shipped. So I'm going to use git push. And now that all the changes I made are now on the repository side. Any questions?
In your opinion, is git bash or CMD better?
On Windows, you can use either. It doesn't matter. They're both just terminal applications. The git bash, if I remember correctly, is more like a Linux terminal.
Yeah.
Which in my opinion, that's better. Windows terminal, I hate it. That's why I'm using a Mac OS, like MacBook.
So do I. I just didn't know because you said to use a CMD.
Yeah, so CMD is what you'll run the Python script through. So,
Okay.
the reason I'm saying that is git bash does not like running code inside of it.
I have not run code through git bash before, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I figured that out back in my high school days, and it was not fun. We were all like me and Glenn were trying to figure out why is the code like running so slowly, and we figured out that it was because of the git bash. So
Yeah, I need to add Python to my path environment variables. Apparently on my laptop, it just decided not to add that when I did the Python
if you
installer.
rerun the installer,
I tried,
oh,
and it still didn't do it.
oh, you might need to
I know.
restart it.
The computer?
Uh-huh.
I can try. I was going through command like asking it to echo the path files.
Yep.
Let's see.
Any questions for me on just general stuff?
Yeah, do you know where git.path is on VS Code? Trying to get my VS Code to see where my git install is.
Do you
Did
have
I just
it
look it up?
installed?
Yeah, I just installed it. Yeah, through the website.
Did you restart your computer?
If he just installed
Oh.
if he just installed git, then you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
It should add it to the path already. If I remember correctly, it should just be a .git folder inside of your inside the user directory. So it'd be C drive,
Yeah.
users, your username, and then it should just be .git.
No, I'm not seeing a .git in my
Here, let me pull up Chrome and do a little searching. Git path.
Yeah.
Windows. Oh, program files.
Program files. Okay.
I keep forgetting that's a thing in Windows.
Yeah.
So C
like it
program
either.
files Git. And you should be able to see it from there.
Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay.
Uh,
I was doing that all on my Surface. I have not installed it on my Surface yet. I'm sorry.
That makes sense. It's all right. I'm going.
Yeah, there's the Git. I found it.
That's all. That's good. Getting it set up. That's the entire point of this meeting. Making sure everyone can do stuff with Git, Python, understanding like the general what we're doing.
So what I did was repair the Python installation. Should I completely uninstall it and reinstall it? Because it's still not showing up. I thought that repair would basically do the same thing, but
So on the Windows installer, there should be a little like checkbox along the bottom of one of those windows.
add to path, yeah.
Add to path. Make sure you click that, and
I
then repair it.
believe I did.
Oh,
You
is
know,
that what
I
you did?
used, well, no, I did the repair and it didn't have that option. I just thought it would, like,
Then
yeah,
you might need to uninstall it and reinstall it.
yeah, that is really annoying.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
I'm not too sure how to install Git, cause
What OS are you on?
In the,
Wait, you're the Mac OS user, right?
yeah.
Okay. Quick question: do you have Homebrew installed? Like, if you type,
I don't. I've been trying, and it might be a thing where we might have to meet in person to do it, cause
right,
it
you're on an
asks,
M1. Brew install.
like when I tried to do the installation and it asked for my password, it's not really letting me insert a password at all.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
It's
it
just
is.
blank.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
it,
There's
oh
the
yeah, it
problem.
just doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
type
it's
in your
really
password
confusing.
like normal. Here, I'll show you an example.
Okay.
So
It's like to make sure people don't see your password over your shoulder.
yeah. So if I do brew install, no, that won't work because here I'll use this. Sudo cd. There you go. See, so you can see my password right here. You won't see anything. Oh. It would help if I typed in the right password. See? So
Okay.
if you type in, it won't show anything, but you're typing in the password. I can promise
Okay.
you. So try the command again, and then type in your password and hit enter.
Yeah. Okay. It worked. It says press return to continue. Okay. I think I'm downloading it.
Awesome. And then to install Git, you would do brew install Git.
Okay. Cool.
And then I'll show you how to install a version manager for Python, so you don't have to keep on typing Python 3.
Okay. Thank you.
That's super annoying. And also
Oh.
VS Code, if you run it through VS Code, then it'll keep running in Python 2.
Okay. Gotcha.
And I think I know the reason. Oh, it's still not recognizing it. Habit. Joking. Alright, I need to restart. I was gonna say I think the reason why it wasn't showing up is because I used Nanite, an auto installer, to install like, you know, a dozen things to my laptop because I don't like going through all the download setup stuff.
Yep. I set up a shell script for my Mac because I'm constantly wiping this thing after every semester.
Wow. Does it get that cluttered?
No. The reason I do it is I save everything to an external drive anyways.
Okay.
Even this recording is being saved to an external drive. I just hate Lockdown Browser and its constant freaking pings to update it and crap.
Oh.
And for some reason, the uninstaller doesn't work on macOS. So
That's wonderful.
Yep. So I have to basically wipe. Technically, I can remove it from my computer with terminal, but that's too much work.
Yeah. It's good to reinstall anyway.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't take long. It takes like maybe an hour, and I'm back up running as I normally am.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh, right. So you won't have a meeting next week. So solely because it's next week Labor Day. Is that next week or the week after? No, that's the
Labor
week
Day.
after. The week after. So we will have a meeting next week.
Why
But-
are you connecting to the KSU Wi-Fi? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself.
So there will be a meeting next week on the 28th. I'll send a reminder in Discord here in a minute. And there won't be a meeting on the 4th. So you guys will have Labor Day to yourselves.
Cool.
Which we will definitely use to.
I tried to do brew install git and it's saying that, well, just not letting me. Let's see what it's. I think it's saying that.
Oh, and it works now.
Awesome. So this should, yes, a brew install git. What is it telling you?
Command not found, brew.
Close
Like,
and
did I
reopen
not-
your terminal.
Okay.
Who is? Oh, okay.
So are we still planning on making some kind of state machine?
Yes, we are.
It's still not doing it.
Are we gonna use smack? Like earlier or smotch, whatever?
That library I don't believe is supported by Python 3. Let me double check.
We're still planning on using the ROS for most of everything, right?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Nope. The reason being, Ross is a convoluted nightmare.
It seemed like that when I was going through the documentation.
Yeah. I'll show. So if you go to the sub utilities folder, this is what we used. They used it for years on end. And I'm not saying that the Ross framework is bad. It just has a whole lot of headroom. And I don't like it.
Overhead, you mean?
Right, overhead. Sorry. Brain. So if I go to movement package, and I'll show you guys the store, like all of these files were needed just to move the sub around.
I mean, is it a good movement package?
No. It barely works.
Awesome.
When they went to competition running this code on the autonomous competition that they went to, they managed to go through the gate doing donuts.
Amazing.
And that was it.
Last year?
2 years
Or
ago.
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Okay.
Last school year we went down to Mate, which is the manually controlled competition. And we were losing connection to the sub like every 30 seconds. So we had to restart.
You guys, when you test it, you tether it, right?
Yes. We will be
Test
tethered.
it untethered?
Well, Mate competition, you have to be.
Well, do you not test it uncovered or untethered? I mean,
We will be. Yeah.
well, last till 2 years ago. I mean,
they mainly tested it untethered.
and yet they still went to competition with it doing donuts and testing.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
The one thing so when we're testing, right? You have some idea of what it's gonna do. because you've been testing in the same environment over and over and over again. When you get to competition, you're throwing the sub in an unknown environment, and your setup will differ than theirs.
Oh yeah, 100%. I told you at the when we were talking originally. I was in the robotics team in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I programmed the whole robot. So I'm well aware of that.
Yep. The new environment will cause some problems. They were also having electrical problems with the sub that year.
Yeah,
so
not software, right?
Definitely not a software problem.
No, not software.
The
It's
mate
always
the
a software
mate
problem.
Shut up, Ben. Go back to being muted.
Okay, bye.
The mate comp, it was a combination of both. The Robo Sub competition that was 2 years ago, I don't know what the problems were. I wasn't there. But we're trying to get away from Ross just to get back to like executing everything. Like everything that we create, we know what's running. And we don't need to spend 3 months learning Ross again. It's also a pain in the butt to install. Because it requires you to install a virtual machine on your computer. And I don't feel like making you guys do that because
I already have virtual machine on my PC.
Oh yes, I mean I got my Windows computer behind me and that's got virtual machines on it too. But for the most part, a lot of people don't want to be installing another OS onto their computer.
Will we still? Oh,
Go
will
ahead.
we still be using like Pixhawk or RGSub? Like I have the list of the softwares we're using. No,
Nothing
were those
on
just ROS specific?
Yep. Everything that's on the wiki right now is going away. We are using pure Python with some C++ if we need it down the line. And that's how we're going to go with it. I was doing some testing over the summer. And for example, let's say like during testing, if we want to stream the webcams that are on the sub to the surface, doing that in pure Python is a whole lot easier than doing it in ROS.
I got the thing to work.
Awesome. That's awesome. Another reason why we're using pure Python for everything is we can feed the machine learning frameworks with more frames a second. ROS basically creates its own like internal network between the nodes. So each folder inside of the source directory is a node, and it will create a network between them, which is all fine and handy. But the problem is, when you go to stream the webcam up to the surface, you'll get like a frame every 2 seconds.
To pass through like 4 or 5 different scripts.
Yeah, right. Before it gets to the surface. What?
So we've got to figure out our own solutions for like getting components to talk to each other.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I said it was a whole bunch of work. I've already been testing things. They're not in this folder right now. They will be later on once I've finished testing them.
Yeah, earlier I was looking at the repo and I saw the camera stuff in there.
Yep. If I go to is there a game design major in the call right now?
I don't think so. I don't think she's here.
Yeah.
Okay. So the game design major, I'm going to show the simulations directory. or repository. This is where all of our Unity simulations will go once we've actually set them up.
Nice.
Um,
Do you know if the game design major has used Unity?
yes, she has experience with Unity. She said so on Friday, I believe.
I've also used Unity, but that was quite a bit ago. But I'd still be open to like helping and stuff.
That's awesome. Thank you. Basically, my goal is to create as many simulations as we can so that we can thoroughly test this robot while mechanical and electrical finish their shit.
All right.
These three, the object avoidance, the object tracking, and the detection. Actually, sorry, the object detection and the tracking. Those don't really require a whole bunch. You can make those a 2D simulation and just move an object or flash an object to the screen and have the computer detect it. That's all we're going to be doing with those two. The avoidance, pass the gate, and transverse the travel around the pole and back. That simulation is actually the very first thing we have to do when we get to competition. Literally what it says: go through the gate, travel around the pole, and come back through the gate. So that's where we'll get into like actually moving the sub. Let's see. Any other questions for me?
What do we have like specific libraries for the electrical components like motors and gyroscopes and stuff?
Pi serial.
Okay.
Pi serial will allow us. So the current layout of electronics, and Ben can verify this, is Orin connects to a Arduino-like microcontroller, and
Okay.
those will be connected over a USB cable. And the way Python communicates with it is using the Pi serial library. Basically all we have to do with that is send motor and servo data and receive sensor data.
And is that PMW?
Yes, that'll be in the form of PWM.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
That you're sending from the Orin?
Yes.
Um,
Do you not want that?
sending from the Orin is going to be, as far as I'm aware, all over I squared C communication.
No,
And then
it's Orin to Arduino is the UART. It's USB. I confirmed that with Glenn.
That's right. Okay.
And it's I squared C to the rest of it.
But I don't think the Orin communicates directly with the ESCs. I think.
Oh no, there's like 2 steps in between. If I remember correctly, it goes.
Let me find the
Yeah,
pin.
I don't know what Glenn sent recently. I've been. Wait.
Yeah, Orin goes to a UART to I2C converter board, and then part of that is it'll go to the ESCs, which will then go to the motors.
Yep. And we'll be sending PWM values to that.
Yeah.
Okay. When do you think we'll be starting with all this stuff?
With electrical components?
Well, no, with like the simulations and having it actually starting the programming of the.
I'm hoping to start like I'm hoping to start that beginning of October.
Okay.
I think spending September catching everybody up with Python wouldn't be a bad idea. I know it's boring for people that have been using it for a while. But I think having the refresher course will help anyone that hasn't been using it recently, because a lot of things have changed.
Okay.
Hmm? But I will, if you have experience with Python and you want to jump into it, what I would recommend is if you scroll down all the way down here to software tasks, you'll see a helpful links text channel. This is where I'm going to be sending things that are going to help you once we actually start the machine learning sections.
Okay.
I highly recommend watching this one. It's a playlist from a YouTube channel called SentDex. He actually created an entire book about it. And based the videos off the book. And he does a very good job of explaining neural networks and how they work. It'll just give you a good foundation to build the rest of it.
Okay.
If you want to watch the other ones, these playlists are long. They are very long. The neural networks from scratch in Python 1 is maybe an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes. So it's not that bad.
The other ones are like 10 hours.
I think so. Here, let's click
That's
one.
not fair.
Let's click one and find out.
I've watched worse.
Here we go. Here's the playlist. First video is 8.5 hours. Second one's 8.5. Third one's the same. Fourth one's 7 hours 45 minutes.
How in depth does it go?
Yeah, they're long, yes, but they are. I just put them in here as just helpful links. They're good things to just listen to. If you're serious about getting into machine learning and artificial intelligence, then I just jump into those videos and go with it.
That linear algebra playlist scares me.
Hey, I mean, I found that playlist when I was taking linear algebra, and it helped me out a lot. You will need to have a basic understanding of matrix multiplication for the neural networks.
Yeah. I have like a tiny bit of exposure to neural networks and machine learning.
Yep. That's typically what you'll find at KSU. I think they only have one class where they actually go in depth about it, and I think it's only available to computer engineers.
Dang.
I think. I might be wrong on who it's available to entirely. But then again, that's something you can check with DegreeWorks. Am I missing anything?
Something I wanted to mention real quick is if anyone is interested in doing more like, I'll say embedded work with like Arduinos and C++ code and more of that stuff, there's going to be a fair amount of need on electrical side for that.
I'm down
Just
for
throwing that
that.
out there.
I did a lot of that stuff in robotics.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you can either talk to me or Glenn is the electrical lead, so he's gonna know better what architecture he's wanting to go for. But just throwing that out there.
Want me to give you that was that Kason or David talking?
David.
Okay. Just so you can see the electrical. I honestly don't understand the permissions on this Discord server. I need to go through them.
I think anyone software should be able to view both electrical and mechanical, unless
You should be able to, but I've changed a few things and I don't know what I changed.
That's the best kind of change. It's a surprise.
Let's go find out. Here, edit channel. Permissions. Yes. Okay. So you can view
Yep,
it.
I'm on both.
You can view it no matter what. And I gave you electrical role because it'll be if that way you can get the pings from Glenn.
Okay.
When did he say meetings were? Fridays at 4?
Yeah, check
4.
the calendar. I think that's
And
right.
the O
Yeah.
At the lab.
106.
At the lab.
Okay.
Yeah, 0106 is the lab.
Alright.
Alright. Any other questions for me?
Oh, Git. Yeah. One more thing. So you did Git add and then Git commit.
Yes.
So you have to do those in sequence to each other. Commit only adds a message along with whatever you add.
So git add adds the files that you tell it to. You can either do all of the files or just one file if that's all you changed. And then so git add will add those to the commit.
Okay.
So and then git commit -m adds the message.
And there's a second message that you can add.
Yep.
Because there's the title and then the body.
Mm-hmm.
I have a text file with just like a whole bunch of git commands that are commonly used.
Mind sending that to me?
And what's the
And,
size? Send that to me. Put that in the software.
Yeah, that's
yeah, I can do that. Make sure. Let me just make sure that I actually have the thing on here. But everybody who just installed Git needs to add their details.
Oh,
It's
right.
Yeah, you need to add your name and email
Yeah,
address.
you're right.
Otherwise, it's going to tell you that you can't do it.
Yep. I keep forgetting about that. Oh,
It's really annoying.
another one. So in the lab there is the desktop computer with the 3 monitors. I'm sure you all saw it. If you were there Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're more than welcome to use that as long like if you're in the lab with one of the leads or officers. You're more than welcome to use it. But if you push anything to the GitHub, make sure to put your name in the title or body of your commit message. We have that computer set up to where it'll push as I believe it's called Megalodon because Noah loves his sharks. So
Good name for an AUV.
pardon?
It's a good name for a computer like that in an AUV club.
Yeah, you're right. So make sure you put your name somewhere in that git commit or the message. Otherwise, we will have no earthly idea who the heck you are. So
What time?
Hmm?
Sorry. What time is the lab open?
Anytime. Just send a message in software saying, "Hey, can anyone meet me at anyone with door access meet me at the lab?"
All right.
As long as it's not, like 10 o'clock at night, like be reasonable with it. You should be able to get into the lab. I know Sam and Brad will be there tomorrow morning. I think I'm pretty sure I will be too. And then Wednesday I'll be there all day. If you want to come down to the lab, just send a message in software or general. And come on down. I will say one thing, the lab right now is not currently set up to receive people and a bunch of it, hence why we're meeting on Discord. There is stuff everywhere because we had the demolition day, removed that one side of desk. So if you don't mind, you can start coming down to the lab next week. because next
Okay.
software meeting will be in
All right.
person and on Discord. All right. Any other questions?
I'm just gonna like update the text file that has all the git commands to be
Yep.
a little bit more cleaned up, and then I can put that as a resource.
Yep. Send that whenever you can.
That'd be cool.
And yeah, everybody who just installed Git, make sure you look at it's like towards the bottom. That's actually the lowest one. You need to change a global user data to add your name and email address so that you can get commit stuff. So
Yep. If you don't set it, you won't be able to.
okay.
Sorry, I said that wrong. If you don't set your username and email, you won't be able to push to the repository. So, you do it. All right. Anything else? I think I went over everything that I needed to. Anyone confused?
No, you did a good job.
Yeah, that was a good overview.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I'm gonna upload. I did record this entire thing, so I will upload it once I get a chance. Ben, I need access, so you'll see
Ignore my cat, sorry.
You need access to what?
the drive. Google.
You okay.
Hey, now I tried last week. I need access to the YouTube.
I am like so positive that you have access, but
I don't. No, I have access. I need to sign into the account so I can do stuff on the YouTube channel. That's what I mean. I have access to the drive, yes, but I don't have access to
okay.
the channel. So
If you go in the drive under leadership, there's a maybe don't do this on screen, but there's a team
Yeah.
account and password file on there, and that should have.
what, you don't want everyone to see the passwords?
We can be
Probably
trustworthy.
not.
We're trustworthy folks. You can trust us.
I'm also
Nope.
uploading this
Nope.
to YouTube, so that'd
I
be
don't
fun.
trust any of you.
Shared with me. That's not what I wanted. But alright, you guys are free to go if you need to. This is just me and Ben figuring some.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I'll see you guys next week.
Guys.
See you.
See ya.
Later.
So other question I
Let's switch
had.
to leadership.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, just to be clear, we're not gonna be they don't need to set up SSH key, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
we
probably
use.
remove those because it's a bunch of gobbledygook.
Yep. We
Remember,
don't
it's a
use
pain in
those
the ass.
necessarily.
You need to do like a key gen, and then you need to bind it to your account, and then you need to bind it to the repo, and then you need to like confirm it in Git. And it's a whole mess.
Yep. It really is.